Our drink is called Seagrams Escapes Jamaican Meat Jolly. All right. I already took the have a cup of vodka. If you need a little bit more vodka, you can put in a cup or two.
An extra few splashes.
Exactly. Exactly. Again.
Yeah. So you bringing up Mike, I would be remiss to not ask, like, are you guys still friends, or is everything still good?
Absolutely. I'm 55 years old. Like, I got like hopefully 25, 30 more summers left in my life. I'm not wasting any time in any relationship, friendship, familyship with anyone that I don't feel like is good for me. It just honestly never stops. We have an incredible fan base. We actually just finished doing BravoCon in New York City, and I was invited to be a part of that. And
you honestly, left a cliffhanger. You left a cliffhanger. You were like, I'll never say never. And everybody's like,
I did, and I have an update.
So how does it feel? This is your third season with Seagrams?
No. Oh my God. I've been with them probably, I think, for almost like 4 or 5 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been
I didn't even feel like it's been that long.
Yeah, it's been a while, because I'm trying to think. I remember having my party about maybe it was like 4 years ago, because what I remember is that Kenya was on the show and she came to my event and it caused a whole big drama, remember?
Yeah. You're right. Yep.
So that's the timeline. But anyway, the point is we've been working together for a few years now. And what I love about them, as well as the partnership just being, just an amazing opportunity for me to, venture into the alcohol industry. A lot of women are not in this industry, have my own signature cocktail, is the fact that we also do a lot of women empowerment work together. Before COVID, we were going on tours, we were going to different cities, talking to different, women. I always try to incorporate some kind of women empowerment and inspiration into any and everything that I do, even coming up with delicious cocktails.
Yeah. No, it's important. So I'm glad you're adding that into what you're doing. Perfect. All right. Tell me about the new drink, the holiday Jamaican Me Crazy.
Okay. All right. Well, I have an amazing partnership with Seagrams Escapes, and you guys first heard about my first signature cocktail, the Peach Bellini. We talked about it. We done Real Housewives of Atlanta. Anyway, long story short, I represent the entire Seagrams Escapes line now, and what I love about working with them is that they have all these amazing drinks that we make, like for every holiday season. And I'm definitely a celebration kind of girl. I definitely enjoy a cocktail, and I enjoy the holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving, but like now, more so Christmas right now is my favorite time of the year for sure. Yeah. So anyway, our drink is called Seagrams Escapes Jamaican Meat Jolly. All right. I already took the liberty of making it for you, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. I have it here in my big container. I have some friends coming over later, so I'm going to tell you how I broke it down.
Okay.
All right. And then this is a glass of it, so you can kind of see the finished result. All right. So basically super, super easy. Great thing about all of our recipes from Seagrams Escapes is the fact that they're so super easy, but they look like so impressive, like you did all this stuff, and your guests will love them. Like, they're totally customizable. So if there's like fruits that we recommend, but you're like, but I don't like cantaloupe, or I don't like watermelon, or I don't like grapes, or whatever it is, you can put in strawberries or blueberries. You can totally make it what you want it to be. And if you want it to be boozier, if we say throw in, for whatever the serving is, if we say throw in, half a cup of vodka, if you need a little bit more vodka, you can put in a cup or two.
An extra few splashes.
Exactly. Again, completely customizable. So anyway, we start with a cup of strawberries. Again, it can be whatever fruit you want. I actually ended up using green grapes instead of strawberries. So I dumped a cup of strawberries. Then I dumped in a cup of frozen cranberries. I sliced up 2 lemons really thin, and then I added 2 bottles of my Seagrams Escapes Jamaican Me Happy. Okay, this is actually one of our top sellers, Jamaican Me Happy and the Peach Bellini. Okay,
that Peach Bellini is good too.
Everything. Okay, so 2 bottles of this. Like I said, if you want to put 3 bottles, it's completely up to you to customize it the way that you want. We just give you the recipe that we recommend.
Okay.
Then we add in a little sparkling rosé. It asks for a cup, but again, I can be a little heavy-handed, so
more little splashes.
Okay, a little more than a cup. Okay, and then it asks for half a cup of vodka. Again, you already know what it is. Do what you need to do. Okay, and then to top it off, you can add a pint of raspberry sorbet or any other kind of sorbet that you like. All right. And it
depends on how jolly you want to be.
I know. Oh, come on, Jamaican jolly. How jolly do you want to be?
How jolly do you want to be?
You can be jolly, or you can be really jolly. Okay. And jolly. Then I top like some mint sprigs. So it just looks super cute and pretty. This is the finished result. If you really want to impress your guests as well, you can do this exact recipe exactly like I said, and you can actually take the Jamaican Me Happy and pour it in ice cubes and freeze them before you get started, and then you dump the Jamaican Me Happy ice cubes in here as well. So then your guests are like, "Oh my God, how did you do this?"
And see, that's the trick to get it something really cold and not lose the flavor when it waters down from regular ice cubes.
Exactly, because the ice makes it a little watery.
Right. So, exactly.
Yeah. And we also highlighted Black-owned businesses as well, which is something that I'm very, very passionate about as well. Supporting Black as a Black-owned business owner.
Now, are you still doing your Black-owned business showcases?
I have not started back up, but that's something that I'm thinking about doing. Starting back up in 2023. My main focus, honestly, has been my acting career, and I really wanted to jump into it after Housewives and really just make that my complete focus, because I want obviously to be successful, and I want to be taken seriously. I don't want people to feel like, oh, she just thinks she can act now, she's just gonna run over here now and be an actress. No. Right. I'm focused. I'm ready to do the work. Okay. So
and it's not easy, and a lot of people think that like just getting into acting is that simple. Just jump in and you're fine.
It is so hard. Like, it's so hard to even land a role.
Yeah.
And then when you land it, then you actually got to do the role. Like, you got to show up. So then it's like, oh my God. And, I work with so many other, amazing, talented actors, the pressure to make sure, you want their respect. You want, them to know that you're really showing up to really show up, and, you're taking it seriously. So it's been a really cool transition. I did pretty well last year. I know it feels like I've been talking about it for a while now, but it's only been about 8 months, to be honest. So
yeah,
that I moved out to LA and started really to focus on it. Maybe almost a year now. Yeah.
How are you finding it, I guess, tricky to get people to kind of see you outside of the Housewives, Cynthia Bailey, and put you in roles?
For sure. Because, I forget, Atlanta was just so wildly like popular and number one for so many years. A lot of the people that I work with like watch the show, like the directors, the producers, the other actors that I work with. So I always want to just show up as me, and I'm a very humble person. Like, I'm not thinking, I'm going to get any special treatment when I go to set or anything like that. So I'm always like, show me like where my little space is. I don't need to eat it. You don't have to give me any lunch. I'm just happy, humble, and just excited to be here. And sometimes I'll show up and they'll be like, fanning out like, oh my God, can we FaceTime my mom? She loves me. I'm in a certain age bracket. So I do really well with the moms. I'm like officially an auntie. So they're always, even grandmas, like they're like, oh my God, we have to FaceTime. So and like on one set I went on, they were like, is the lunch okay? Like, how they always have like the catering and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, they're like, we can order you something else if you don't like it. I was like, no, I'm going to eat what everybody else eats. Like, I would never, I'm not a diva. I'm, this is not even who I am. But when they watch the show, I guess they just assume that, we're like a certain way. And I'm like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
To do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to stay as long as I need to stay. And, I'm just ready to work. So it's been amazing.
So, I mean, because you've done this for a while. So your modeling career starting when you were a teenager.
Yes.
Does the attention ever get normal for you?
You know what? I thought for some reason when I left Housewives, I thought like, all right, so I'm not on the show anymore. So I just thought it would like calm down a little bit. Like I don't know why I thought like people would anymore. And nothing has changed at all. Like I just thought, like I really was trying to separate myself from it a little bit. And listen, they're like, oh my God, when are you coming back? We miss you so much. It's not the same without you. It just honestly never stops. We have an incredible fan base. We actually just finished doing BravoCon in New York City, and I was invited to be a part of that. And
you honestly, left a cliffhanger. You left a cliffhanger. You were like, I'll never say never. And everybody's like,
I did, and I have an update. I have an update right now. So I have to be honest. Well, I think everyone knows I'm in transition. I'm rebuilding. I'm going through a divorce. I'm ready to, focus on Cynthia again. So with that said, I have to say I was definitely bit by the Bravo bug at BravoCon. Like all of my amazing fans were there, and I kind of was like, oh my God, I kind of this a little bit. So I can say that I am going to play with the girls a little bit this season and maybe some future seasons, but only as a friend. But I do miss hanging out with the ladies a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I have some really great friendships with some of the girls, and I just want to still be able to pursue my acting. But now that I'm spending more time back in Atlanta at Lake Bailey, I'm like, well, I may as well go and play with the girls a little bit since I'm back over here.
That's what we're gonna call it, playing with the girls. So officially, we're gonna see you on the next season of Housewives as a friend.
It's looking that way. They have a few more weeks of filming, and again, I'm here. So I keep getting invited. I keep getting invited to some other events, and before I was like, I'm not filming, you guys. I'm not on the show anymore. I'm not filming. But I think I'm ready to, to get back on camera with some of the ladies and just go support them.
Yeah. So you bringing up Mike. The last time I saw you guys was at the photo shoot in Midtown when we did the interview.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was the last time I saw you guys. Yeah. Everyone wants to get in your business, and I would be remiss to not ask. Like, are you guys still friends, or is everything still good? Divorce is kind of sad.
Wait, you know what? Unfortunately, things didn't work out for us. You got an opportunity to be around of us, and that was definitely in better times for us. For me, it's really important, like for any relationship that I'm in, that whether it's a marriage or a boyfriend, a boo, or whatever, I think friendship is just super, super important. So we are still friends. We are definitely still friends. I actually still love Mike very much, and I believe he still loves me as well. We're just, we just decided to go our separate ways because we didn't feel like that we were, right for each other anymore. And it happens. We've been through, although we were only married for 2 years, we were together for almost 4. And we went through a pandemic together. We went through a lot together in a short amount of time. And he's been married, before. I've been married before. And one of the things that we always promised each other was, hey, you know what? If we ever feel like this just isn't working, like, let's just be honest and let's just move on. And, that's exactly what we did.
I mean, and I think that's an important aspect of relationships, is to be able to kind of walk away from it on amicable terms.
Absolutely. I stayed in relationships way longer. Like most of my relationships, I wish I had left earlier, to be honest, as soon as I felt, what, maybe this just isn't right for me, or it's not right for him, so that
you can actually remain being friends.
Absolutely. I'm 55 years old. Like I got like hopefully 25, 30 more summers left in my life. I'm not wasting any time in any relationship, friendship, familyship with anyone that I don't feel like is good for me.
Right.
And that's just what it is. And that's just growth. And I think, with age comes wisdom. And I think that, you get one life, you get one shot. And I don't want to settle for less than happy. And, when we met, I mean, you guys, I made it very clear how happy I was. Hashtag chill. My you know what I'm saying? I just lifted my man up in a blaze of glory as a Pisces woman would do. And it's just my spirit. It just is who I am. But I will say, since this is my second marriage, and I just want to make it very clear that I've only been married twice, because sometimes, they try to wear me out on social media and been like, oh my God, you've been married so many times, just forget about it. Like, maybe you're just not the marrying type. Like,
oh my God.
That was twice. Like, it's not like I've been married like 10 times, 2 times. That's
right.
not a lot of times.
And a lot of people think that you were married to Leon.
They think that I was married to Leon.
It's even when they asked me, I have to correct that. I was like, they were never married.
Now, we were engaged and we could have been married. And to be completely transparent, I've been proposed to quite a few times, but only married twice. Peter Thomas and Mike Hill. That is it. So I feel like if God gives me one more shot, it's not super important for me to get married again, but I am most definitely still looking for love. I still want a partner. I want somebody to travel with and have fun with. Like, I have a great life. I don't want to be over here at Lake Bailey by myself. You know what I'm saying? So
Nope, absolutely.
God's time, God's speed, whenever it happens, it happens. And I'm excited about what the future has for me, professionally and personally.
Yeah. Are you dating yet?
Not yet.
Still
not yet.
Waiting for a little while?
Well, it's, I'm taking my time. I'm really just enjoying some me time, some Cynthia time. I'm really into like, this month and, most of November was like self-wellness month for me. And, just being back in my space and my home, being back out here at the lake has just been really where my focus is. But, I'm looking forward to dating at some point. Like I said, it's not like I'm 30 over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all this time to just like wait. So,
is it harder now? Do you think it's going to be harder for you to like find compatible person to date?
Well, it's harder for me. I can't speak for everyone, but it's harder for me, number one, because I am a woman of a certain age, even though I don't look like it. Thank you very much.
You do not look 50s. You're not giving 50s.
But my knees are like, you 55, boo, okay? My brain is like, there's certain things I don't have a young mentality. Like, I'm grown, okay?
The knees are the truth teller.
Yes, absolutely. But it's harder just for me because honestly, I don't go out a lot. I don't, where am I going to meet somebody? I don't go to clubs or anything like that. I work most of the time, and if I'm not working, I'm pretty much just, home. So it's hard to meet people when you don't really go a lot of places. Yeah. So it's kind of difficult just, from that perspective, but I'm not really worried about it or concerned about it. I think God is going to, bring the man to me when he's ready to bring him to me. I mean, I didn't even meet Mike in a conventional way. I met him on a dating show through Steve Harvey, which I didn't even expect that to happen. I was on Steve's show initially talking about Housewives, promoting the new season. And
then you got tricked into it.
And then he was like, well, I can find somebody. And I was like, what? Somebody. And he did. And we were happy for a long time.
Yeah, that's all that's important. That's all that's really important. So we're looking for you on the big screen. We are more than likely going to see you on the next season. You're going to continue killing it with Seagrams. What else is on the roster for you?
Well, right now, those are the main things that I'm focusing on. I have some other projects that I'm thinking about doing in 2023, some behind the scenes, some producing, some directing. And I also think, Mother has lived. I think it may be time to do that book, that Cynthia Bailey memoir. I think it's time.
I'm here for that.
Because you know what? It's funny. I was just doing an interview with someone yesterday and they were asking me all this stuff, like my backstory, like how I started modeling and what my life was like in New York City, you know, from 18 years old till I was there for like almost 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I forgot. Like I'd be forgetting like I did the Cosby Show. I did like all this stuff like in my life. And I was like, I gotta write this stuff down because I actually, you know, forgot about a lot of things that she was bringing up. I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. Oh yeah.
And
Oh
you
yeah.
came in the industry. You came in the industry like one really heavy, really popular at a time where like Black models were just getting to a place of shining. So
absolutely.
like your experience is priceless in the industry.
Absolutely. Naomi was like on top. Naomi's like always just never not going to be on top. She's had the longest modeling career of anyone. She's amazing. But I remember when I got started, Beverly Johnson was my mentor because she was one like, you know, as a model coming into the game or the business rather, you know, you always try to find that one person that you kind of feel like you kind of look like a little bit, or you could be like a sister or a daughter or whatever. And I, you know, always thought that Beverly Johnson was just such a classic beauty. And I felt like, okay, I feel like this is my lane. I'm going to follow her lead and, you know, model my career, no pun intended, after her. And she is lovely. We're still friends today. And, you know, it's, you know, the journey has been incredible.
Yeah.
I got to like, seriously.
Yeah, no, I love it. I'm ready for it. I love memoirs. I love, because I think my thing is finding people's backstories. I think when you really get to know a person's story, it makes you more of a fan of that person. So I love memoirs and like biographies, autobiographies, documentaries. That's my thing. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It's so important for people to know from which you came and how it all started, because, you know, it's not like, you know, the fashion industry gods and the Bravo gods just showed up in my living room in Alabama one day. Like I had to do certain things to get to where I got, and every decision and every choice that I made led me to the next thing. And jumped it off was me actually leaving Alabama and moving to New York City to start my modeling career. From there, you know, one door, you know, the doors just kept opening up. And I am the kind of person, I have the kind of, you know, personality where I'm not, even if I'm not sure how I'm going to do in something, I'm not afraid to walk through the door and try to figure it out. And I was actually reading a Kobe Bryant post, and he was saying how, you know, he takes everything, if it's something he doesn't know how to do, he like breaks it down to its like smallest form and just tackles it piece by piece until he figures it out. Like, I mean, he was just so brilliant. But that's kind of like what I do. Like, I'm not like, you know, anything that I want to do, I'm not afraid to do it. Just not afraid to try. And I think that's the difference between someone who is not only successful but is continuously successful, because, you know, becoming successful, part one is part one. Staying successful, that's where the work starts.
It's a different world. Like getting there and staying there are
like
very
I made it,
different.
you know, like make it, you know, just make it and be like, okay, I don't have to work anymore. That's when the real work ends.
It's like, yeah, that's not how this works. That's not how this goes.
Yeah, so I'm constantly working on myself and just going for it. And again, you know, I talk about my age a lot. I know it's probably annoying, but I just want people to realize, like, you can't be defined by your age. Like, I feel like you're never too old to dream, and you're never too old to start over. Like, who am I to like start a whole new career at 55 years old? But I did, and it's amazing.
And I had this conversation with my friends because like half of my friends are under 40, and then like you have the other half that are above 40, and the ones that are under 40 always have this thought process of, I haven't accomplished this yet at this point, so I'm not doing something right. And I'm like, you realize how young 33 is, like how young 34 is. Like there's so much life left. And we get to that place of thinking that we have to have our whole lives figured out by 35, and you're not even close.
No, I think the important thing is to just stay the course, like to just keep, you just have to wake up every day, and just keep going. And if you have a day where you're just like, I just can't do this today, take a day. Take another wellness day. You know what I'm saying? Because being successful is not easy. It comes with, too much is given, much is required, truly. Yeah. It's stressful. It's a lot. I feel like one of the things that I started doing this year too, as part of my rebuilding process, is simplifying my life. Like I felt like, I was pulled in a million different directions with a lot of different businesses that I have. And I had to make a decision to start downsizing, because I can't focus on an acting career if I'm worried about the payroll for the wine cellar, if I'm worried about like what's going on with, what events are being booked at the event space, what's happening with my SUAVV line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to start figuring out, okay, you know what? Let me prioritize the things that I'm really focused on, and let me start letting go of some of these things that are great businesses, but they may not, some of my businesses didn't really fully recover after COVID. So it's like, I'm not holding on to that. You know what I mean? I got to let it go. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold.
Yeah.
It just is.
it's that simple.
Oh my God, I have so much peace just from just downsizing. Like I don't want to work. I've always wanted success, but I don't want to work so much that I don't have time to take a vacation, 2 or 3 times a year. Like it was getting to the point where I couldn't even, go on a vacation because I was working all the time. And, what am I working for if it's not to enjoy the fruits of my labor,
And I struggle trying to get my circle to realize that, like, you have to give yourself time for yourself to make all of the sacrifices that you have made and continue to make worth it. Like, if you don't give yourself some kind of reward, like, what are you doing it for?
Exactly.
It's just you're giving yourself stress for success that you can utilize.
Yeah, well, it's the whole point of working hard. You have to treat yourself. You just have to treat yourself. You just have to make yourself do it.
So I think that's everything that I want to know. Everything else, everybody can mind their business. That's just my perspective. Because everyone wants like details of like what happened, and it's like it's none of your business. Like, allow people to be people. And I think that's kind of where we struggle with people from reality television. We think we're in their lives enough to be involved in every decision, every aspect of their lives.
Here's the thing. It's life. We're just living life. Life happens. Just because I'm on TV doesn't mean I'm any different from anyone else. And, it's so crazy because, like, when we were going through our situation, I didn't even, because I'm not really focused on anyone else's life, but a lot of people, there's, this is not the only divorce happening. Okay.
Right.
A lot of people decided, what, this might not be for me. You know what I'm saying? And,
exactly.
Moving forward in a different direction. It just is. So, I love Mike. I'll always love him. We've made incredible memories together, and I'm gonna leave it.
That's that. All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, now what else is going on?
What's next? What's next?